Here in America, the compact sedan segment is constantly changing, and although Hyundai's entry, the Elantra, was last redesigned in 2017, it was actually due for a refresh because there's a lot of new competition that's constantly being introduced. I'm at the 2019 Chicago Auto Show, and this is the redone 2019 Hyundai Elantra Sport Sedan. Let's take a first look. So when the 6th generation Elantra came out a couple years ago, I was actually a really big fan of the vehicle. I thought it was one of the better driving compact cars, and it was packed full of features at a stellar warranty, typical Hyundai strength. So for 2019, Hyundai's given the Elantra a pretty extensive overhaul, and I have to say, I'm not in love with the way this vehicle looks. I think I actually prefer the pre-refresh model. This sport model definitely helps a little bit. The sedan, the regular sedan is over there on the show floor, and I just think that Hyundai, when they updated the grille with the new headlights, these are LED accented or full LED headlights on the Sport. It just kind of reminds me of a Pokemon character. It's a little too cartoonish, a little anime-like. Let me know what you guys think of the vehicle's styling in the comments below. But the Sport model, as you can see, standard LED headlights. They're an LED low and high beam. You have an incandescent turn signal down here, no fog lights, and then a little bit more of an aggressive front fascia here to make this thing look a little bit sportier. Now, this is not the same vehicle as the Elantra GT, which is why I call this the Elantra Sport Sedan, because there's also an Elantra GT, which is a hatchback, which they also offer in a sport trim. Now, as you can see with the Sport model, you have these unique 18-inch wheels. They're wrapped in two 25 series tires. Remember, guys, I drove this car a couple of years ago with the manual transmission. I actually really liked it. I preferred it over a Civic Si. So this vehicle would also compete with the newly introduced GLI. Now, the Elantra's size hasn't changed. Still around 106-inch long wheelbase, 182 inches long overall. This is the same size as something like a Honda Civic. The sunroof that you see here is standard. The Sport trim also gives you a fully independent rear suspension, which is an upgrade over the torsion beam, and you have four-wheel disc brakes, which are upgraded versus the standard Elantra. Now, coming to the rear of the vehicle, you can see Hyundai has given the rear end a pretty extensive overhaul as well. The taillights kind of mimic what we saw on the new Sonata with these new LED accents, just an incandescent turn signal, and the Sport gives you this subtle little rear lip spoiler in addition to the Sport badge, and then its own uniquely tuned exhaust and rear diffuser area. Now, the trunk capacity of the Elantra, if you guys are wanting to look at the trunk, the button is nicely integrated into the top part of the H emblem, and Hyundai says that the trunk capacity measures around 14.1 cubic feet of space, which is a little bit less than what you get in some of the competition like the Jetta or the new Honda Civic. So under the hood of the Elantra Sport Sedan, unlike the base car, you have a pretty big upgrade to the engine. Now, the base car is a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder with like 147 horsepower. This is the motor that you want if you guys want to have a little bit of fun. It's a 1.6-liter turbocharged gasoline direct injection 4-cylinder. That's what TGDI stands for. It hasn't changed versus the pre-refresh model. It still makes 201 horsepower and 195 foot-pounds of torque. That compares very favorably to what you get in the current Honda Civic Si sedan, a little bit less than what you get in the new Volkswagen GLI. Now, transmission options are either a 6-speed manual, which is nice, or a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, kind of similar to what Volkswagen puts in the new GLI. Now, fuel economy is rated at 22 in the city, 30 on the highway for the manual, or 26.33 if you guys go for the dual clutch. This thing weighs around 3,100 pounds, so it's a little bit heavier than the base car, and this vehicle is only front-wheel drive, and a limited slip differential, unfortunately, is not available. So stepping into the interior of the refreshed Elantra Sport, you can see Hyundai made pretty subtle tweaks, unlike the outside where it's completely different. This one, as you can see with the Sport trim, you have unique seats on this particular one with the carbon fiber red accents here. They're a little bit more aggressively bolstered. They hold you in place nicely. They're also only heated 3 ways, unlike the Elantra GT, which offers a cooled seat option. The dashboard you can see here is also soft touch with more of that fake carbon fiber looking trim. It's hard touch here. It's also hard touch on the door panels here. So I believe the Elantra GT gives you a slightly nicer interior. Now, the steering wheel, as you can see, it's unique to the Sport trim. It's got a flat bottom. This one here has the 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which is not the one I would go for. Even though it gets better gas mileage, I'd go for the 6-speed manual. You have a nice little storage area for your phone. You have the latest Hyundai infotainment system here with an 8-inch touchscreen. Basically, your only option is a $2,000 premium package that rolls in navigation, the dual zone climate control, which is what my tester has over here. And then the sunroof, as I said before, is standard equipment. Now, this all new, or this 2019 Elantra Sport Sedan is actually already on sale with pricing starting at $22,700 for the manual transmission. If you guys want to add basically the dual clutch and the premium package like this one has, you're looking at around $26,000 plus destination, which makes the vehicle a really good deal. This is priced right in line with a Honda Civic Si sedan. I imagine it's going to be considerably less than what Volkswagen offers in the GLI, but it definitely makes a pretty interesting alternative if you guys are looking for a sporty commuter car with a little bit more zip. For Redline Reviews at the 2019 Chicago Auto Show, I'm Sophie Bay.